welcome to the KVJShow podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, all right, here we go. Happy Friday. The weekend is here, y'all. Big stuff. And next week, I know that a lot of the kids are going to be out of school. Palm Beach County is done, so they got to be super pumped today. They're going to go nuts. They'll light their school bus on fire.
You're right. They got a solid week, huh? That's such great vacation currency for a kid.
It's nice, right? It's a good feeling. I think it's Friday. Got the whole next week off.
Shit, yeah. Remember you get off school and you know there was no school coming up and you're going to hang out with your friends that first day after and you're like, we have so much time to hang out,
So
man.
cool.
Hanging out was such a big deal.
So it was everything. That's all you did. You lived to hang out. It was great. So going to be a nice weekend here in South Florida. Cooler temperatures. Got to get used to it. Gosh, I got to tell you, I am not acclimated to it. I am not ready. I was driving in today, had to, for the first time, flip from the AC over to the heat. My hands were freezing. I am not there, and I'm going to be driving into colder climates this next week. It's going to be 30 for a high.
I'm wearing my coochie cutters today, and I got in my.
What's that?
This is high rising pants.
Okay, yeah.
Nut huggers, as they say in the business.
Uh-huh.
And I got in my Jeep and basically froze my balls off this morning.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's chill. You got to watch that.
I'm wearing basically pajama shorts, very thin material, nards, not protected.
And those temperatures, they drop under the 50-degree mark. You will start seeing those iguanas that are now all over South Florida falling out of trees or just being chill. They do not move around. Gina sent this adorable photo of her daughter, and look at that iguana. He's like, he's just laying out.
Dude, they become humanized. They don't sweat us humans like they used to.
No.
Me and Denny's walk up to them all the time, and they basically just blink at us.
Yeah, I don't think they have any fear. They're just like, whatever, y'all. I'm good. Got a lot of people loved the story about your rabbit, Jbird. Anna said, yeah, I loved hearing about Jbird's new rabbit buddy this morning, as I have my own little rabbit visitor as well up here in Port St. Lucie.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I dorked out by myself when I saw the rabbit in the yard. I go, oh my gosh, I've got a fucking rabbit.
Because you loved having Lydia the lizard.
I did.
And when she passed away, you were looking for a new buddy.
I just love animals. I really do. But I wasn't so much like that as a kid. But in my 30s, when I got in my 30s, I ended up starting to love animals to a different level.
Okay.
I just find them so fascinating.
Oh, they really
You
are.
would love Tequesta.
I know.
Yesterday, I stopped my car on Country Club Drive, and I was just having eye contact with a deer for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and we understood each other.
I think, too, going up to my sister's farm and seeing all those animals up there and
It's
really
beautiful.
spending time, it really does. It makes you appreciate animals so much. They got their own genius.
They do.
I really believe that.
So you've got a rabbit that's kind of hopping around your place, and you're making that little connection with it.
Yes, I am, and I'm trying to figure out a way to have them. I call her a her. I'm not. That's not confirmed yet.
You haven't turned her over. And
I haven't.
I don't know if you should.
I haven't tested.
people
out.
probably wonder if they drive by and be like, what's he doing to that rabbit?
But I believe because I knew Lydia the lizard was a female because she constantly was getting it from her boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen the rabbit do it yet.
Okay. Well, they do.
I know.
Yeah. So there you go. And that
It's a
is-
thing.
I know.
Yeah. There's Mr. Bunny Foo-Foo. He's an eastern cottontail. That's what Anna says here. She said, try tossing some trail mix, the cranberry nut ones in small bags in the produce section of Publix. $3.99 a bag. He loves the dried cranberries and the walnuts that are in it.
Ooh.
You know what the rabbits I give them in my yard is roasted pumpkin seeds. They love it.
Roxy the rabbit is what I named her.
Oh, yeah?
She got a sexiness. I think Roxy's a sexy name.
You like all your female animals to get fucked.
So you gave her a sexy name and you want to flip her over?
I don't.
You fucking animal.
I think he likes seeing, animals getting drilled in nature.
Why do you think I took the whole Lydia the Lizard boyfriend thing so hard?
She was cheating on you?
I think you and Denny's made a couple videos, haven't you?
We, of what? Animals fucking?
Yeah.
Well, because every time we go out, me and him do run into a lot of situations where animals are porking left and right.
Well, you
And
get them slutty names.
Maybe it's you.
ducks. We
Yeah.
had a horrific scene. We're still scarred.
That was a duck rape.
That was rough to watch, but we of course stumbled upon that moment. The lizards, constant, dogs, cats, all that.
Yeah, it's
We've seen it
interesting.
all.
Yeah, whenever you get near animals, they just are like, hey, look at that guy. Let's get it on.
You guys don't run into a lot of lizard porking?
Yeah.
I give them privacy. I see it, but unlike you, I don't stop and film.
No, we need content, bro.
Yeah.
Believe me. The time I put it up on our social media, I was filming something else, and then you panned over, and there were lizards banging, and then me and Dennis kind of lost our mind. You know, see, look,
Yeah.
in real time, you see what happens.
It's you.
Yeah.
There's something about it. And Meg said, Bunny Mom over here, bird must have good energy in your yard. They are so cautious. Contrary to common belief, we got to stop giving rabbits carrots and / fruit. It affects their GI negatively.
Oh.
So they're comfortable in my yard. It's that dinosaur garden.
Might be, yeah. They're curious.
Oh, it's so nice to see lizards on top of dinosaurs. It's nice.
Lot of
Rabbits,
things.
all that.
Your dinosaurs fucking too?
The lizards probably think it's a dinosaur and they're trying to fuck it.
They're.
Well, there's a lot of animal sex going on around your house.
I've got a big brontosaurus, and they love to pork on that thing.
They look like mini lizards. Your dinosaurs
yeah, they do. Yeah, there's a lot of lizard sex in my dinosaur garden.
And you seem so thrilled.
He's like a porn producer.
And don't get it twisted, because some fuckface out there's Jbird wants to bang a lizard.
He's
No,
Vivid Video of Palm Beach Gardens.
No, I do not want to bang a lizard.
is.
I don't get
Lizards
off on.
gone wild.
You're Joe Francis.
Show me your tits.
I mean, look at that coat he's got on. Doesn't he look like a porn producer?
You kind of are Joe Francis.
He's got fur all around the
All right, baby, wiggle that tail.
collar.
There's a Joe Francis doc coming out, by
I
the way.
saw that.
Behind the scenes of Girls Gone Wild. I can't wait.
Is he still in jail? I think he is.
I think he's kind of on the run. He might be international, and I don't know if he can come back to the States. I think that's kind of what's going on with him.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of a dude that just, you haven't thought about him in probably 15, 20 years. But
Oh, I think about him a lot.
Oh, you do?
I
Okay.
do, because Paris Hilton, she talked about when his house caught on fire recently in her podcast. It was fascinating.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, back in the day, we knew somebody. What the hell was it?
Amy. We knew a girl named Amy that got us in contact with him. We interviewed him while he was in jail, and he had to keep putting coins during the interview because he said, please put your coins in. You're running out of time.
Okay.
And we interviewed him while he was in jail.
Yeah. But I think we knew a girl that had gone to Key West, and she didn't realize it. She got into one of his videos, and it came out, and it got around her little town. And
I know a couple people that's happened to.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, how crazy.
How crazy is right.
It was because didn't you have to get a VHS or a DVD of it?
Yeah.
I mean, this was before we had social media.
You'd have to order it online. They'd always sell it.
Too hot for TV. They played all the commercials overnight, right?
It was always 2 a.m.
2
And it
a.m.
was Girls Gone Wild.
Right,
and it was always an hour long.
Yeah.
And the girls
infomercial.
always looked really drunk.
It was an
Yeah,
infomercial.
Am I
it was-
watching something weird?
It was just, it was disturbing. You didn't feel right watching it. Anyway, for the rabbit, Meg says, I'd say get some Timothy Hay. He's a nice guy. That's their main diet. Also, a little bowl of water. Any fresh leafy greens like lettuce, kale, cilantro, mint. Pet bunnies get pellets, but that's costly.
Oh.
Okay.
I just want to get this bunny on camera one time so y'all could see her.
We know you do.
Do they like the... You perv. Do they like the pellets better or fresh leafy greens?
Bunny's gone wild. Oh, don't worry, I'll find out. I'll find out what they like.
I'm going to give them what they like. I've got it. Got somebody that is looking for a cat. Megan sent this in, and she said, about 3 or 4 days ago, my cat, whose name is Simba, went missing. He's an orange tabby, white paws, white chest and belly, Very friendly. Will let you pet him. He likes to go outside, but he stays right by my house, knows where he lives. If he gets out at night, when I come home from working at the hospital overnight, he waits for me.
Aw.
That being said, he was close by. He knows where his home is, so he would have been back by now. I'm afraid somebody might have taken him.
Well, what neighborhood, baby?
She said that I live in the Woodbine community on North Military Trail next to the VA hospital.
I know exactly where that's at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My buddy just moved into that area. I know it very well.
Well, we got a cat alert.
Yeah.
Put out an APB.
That's a beautiful cat,
It
too.
looks so sweet, especially if it waits for you when you come home from work.
That's got to be rough. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to hear
Your
that.
cat might have been so friendly that it was friendly to somebody and they thought it was a stray and they picked it up.
Yep.
She's got a collar. Does she have tags?
She didn't include that in the email. Don't know about that or being chipped.
What's that cat's favorite food?
Fuck you.
No,
You're wearing my coat and you want to come at me.
girl, you may not be getting this thing back because I feel
Yeah.
very confident.
You can tell he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's very comfortable in my coat.
For some reason, my hip doesn't hurt when I'm wearing this thing. I just feel like
Yeah.
I'm always on the catwalk.
For
All
an
right.
animal porn director, he is looking on point.
I feel like a boss bitch, as they say.
You can have it.
It's my brat. It's my brat winter. It's my brat fall.
And got an email from Douglas. He said, I was wondering if you guys have tried any of the Dunkin' spiked drinks. They're actually sold in stores. I just saw they're coming out with a peppermint mocha flavor.
Ooh, that
Okay.
peppermint though. Mocha.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of that.
I don't-
But there's the spikes. Everybody's getting into these spiked cocktails these days.
Dunkin's got a lot of product in the store.
Yeah.
Shit tons of coffee.
Okay.
A lot of options.
Very nice. That's good. I'd heard that, McDonald's, I guess, has espressos now. And I hear the machines keep breaking down just like their ice cream machines.
You know, if you were working at McDonald's and you had a manager who didn't give a fuck, which does happen,
Yeah.
you could always just tell the people that ask for the ice cream or the milkshake, it's broken. I bet you any money there's times where it's not broken.
Yeah,
they
they
say
don't
it's
feel like
broken.
making
They
it.
don't feel like making it because we've heard it's a bit of a bitch to make.
It is, yeah, cleaning it and getting it all together. But who's McDonald's keep buying their equipment from?
That's why I think there's something else going
I
on.
think it's bad
here.
management who just don't want to turn the machine on.
I would
They work
love
fine.
I would love to do a hard documentary on that where you really do the research and go, what's happening really behind the scenes in McDonald's? Is it the employees not wanting to just make the milkshake, or is there faulty equipment? Will anyone give a shit about that documentary?
No. I think it was legit that they were having equipment issues because there was a government agency that got involved and they were putting the screws on them. And I think they'd investigated and said, okay, why do these things keep breaking down? And then there was a monopoly on who could repair them. And I think that's what they broke up. And now anybody can repair their ice cream machines. So they
Yeah.
did get involved. So I assume the first question you have to say, are they really breaking down or is this just a manager? So I assume they got the yes they needed because then they took it to the next step.
That's what I want to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Who's lying to us, you McLiar?
Drew sent an email. He said, I emailed this before, but Jbird is 100% correct. There is a difference in the public subs. Tomatoes and lettuce and onions and even the kits of meat come in are pre-made and pre-cut. So nothing is fresh on site unless you ask for it.
I know my palate's not lying on this. Their lettuce and tomato game has changed. And I want to know what they changed to. And I want to know why. We deserve answers.
Yeah.
We the people deserve answers.
No doubt. No doubt. Taylor, with a little bit of advice here. We were talking about how often you shower, and they were saying some experts, they did a study at Columbia University and said you don't have to shower every single day. If you've got crazy dry skin like I do, it gets tough when it gets cold out because your skin just cracks and dries up and you're using tons of lotion.
Gets so scaly.
So Taylor said, if you're like me, you can use this Creme de Corps smoothing oil to foam body cleanser. So they do have stuff. And she said, I even now live in a colder, drier climate, so I love this body wash. So if you do have bitch-ass skin like I do, you can at least make it easier by choosing better body wash.
You ever do that 3-in-1? Shampoo, conditioner,
Oh,
body
okay.
wash.
No.
I've never done that.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it effective?
No.
My sister got me this new stuff, and I don't know. Sometimes when you change up your body wash, I don't know. I don't like it really. But
Tell me, what's the matter?
I'll send you a picture of it. I don't like the.
Does it dry your skin out?
No, it feels like it's soapy, but I like to feel like I'm getting sudded up. I want to feel like I went through a car wash. It kind
You
of
have actually gone through a car wash.
It doesn't give me the.
I was there.
It doesn't give me the sud experience that I want. I mean, it's cleaning me, of course.
Yeah.
But I want to get suddy, baby.
I'm like that. I don't feel like I'm clean unless there's tons of suds.
Yeah, this new shit, and it comes in bulk. It's so much of it. It doesn't sud me up.
What's the name of
I'll
it?
say I don't even know. I'm so bad at.
What color is it?
It looks like piss.
Boy, you're selling it.
I'm out. I think I'm out of this game. I'm done with this stuff. But
You
I didn't want to
should
be.
be.
I didn't want to be a dick face because she bought it for me.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I want to waste it.
Wow, this is something. I don't know if you knew this, but got an email from Fonso. He said, my wife is 37 weeks pregnant with our second kid, so we go to get an ultrasound yesterday, and we're talking with the ultrasound tech, and she's telling us how our session has been easier compared to her earlier sessions. Then she states, earlier in the day, she had a lady whose bladder was out, and she had to put it back in. She says this happens often since the bladder actually comes out of your body quite often on a lot of older women. WTF, I had no idea. Have you ever heard of this? I feel as though this must be discussed.
Also, too, I always find it weird, and this does happen, when medical people start telling me about other patients' shit they're going through. I'm like, so when I leave, you're going to be talking about my bullshit to somebody else? Even if there's no name to it, I find it weird because this one nurse was telling me, she goes, this one guy who was in here about an hour ago, he did this and blah, blah. I'm like, damn, what if I saw that guy in the lobby? Now I know his bullshit.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll go fuck myself.
No, you're right.
Just
In fact,
texted,
it looks.
Kevin, should I shut the fuck up?
No, I'm not. I was listening to what you're saying.
I'm wishing that too.
But I was checking on it just to see, and it's got a technical name. Cystocele, I believe, and it's called fallen bladder.
Ugh.
It occurs when the ligaments and muscles that hold up your bladder stretch or weaken. Dang, that's crazy. Excuse me, need to go put my bladder back in.
Yeah, it's awful.
I think you would excuse somebody, right? If you're looking to get out of a meeting. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I think my bladder just came out.
I can't come in on Monday. My bladder is out.
It's kind of a great excuse.
What happened to it? Well, I can't
I'm not
find
going to
it.
doubt it. I'd be like, okay, holy shit.
God.
What the hell did she just say? Her bladder's out?
Let her off. Let her off.
Do you need we call 911? Are you okay? No, I'm okay. I can walk it off. Just got to go push it back in.
Walk it off.
Wow. That's crazy. No, I'd never heard of that. So thank you for that.
Well, a bladder can fall out. Can a fucking lung?
Don't know.
I know. Wow. Where does it stop?
Yeah. What else is coming out? Got an email from Karen. She said, I saw this description of the dick, dork, and deer rolls. She
I know
said,
what that is.
Sorry if you've addressed this before, but the Conan O'Brien podcast was discussing the dick, dork, and deer format for casting a morning radio show. Apparently,
Oh, I know. Yes, I've heard this before.
I think we are that.
apparently this is a highly successful format. Of course, it made me think of you guys, my favorite show. I wondered if you guys inadvertently follow this format. The dick is self-explanatory and is obviously Virginia, even though it's supposed to be a man. And I think Kevin and Jbird could be the dork and the deer, although the deer is supposed to be the sweetheart female, so isn't Jbird the sweetheart? But Kevin's not really a dork, except he's button up, running the board. Anyway, just curious of your thoughts.
What if it's three dicks?
I think we most closely resemble Virginia's the dick. We know that. Jason's the dork and Kevin's the deer. But they're interchangeable. You two are interchangeable on any given bit.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's something that has been around. I remember when I first started radio, I had a conversation. I even vividly remember it being in a bar in Fresno, California when I just first got into it, and they were teaching me about the Dick Dork Deer. I'm like, the what? And it was something, I don't know that it's really been part of radio since the 90s. Maybe it is. I don't know, because, since 99, I haven't had to plan out a show. But, yeah, it wasn't anything that I strategically did. Well, I knew of it.
They think you're pretty much hitting every kind of demo you can kind of hit. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because you want to just get people who are entertaining. Yeah. And if you have 3 dicks that are making you laugh and entertaining you,
Here's what you should be. Just be yourself.
Yeah, and if you jive, you jive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the most authentic, real, and good thing you can do.
That sounds like they are trying to put a show together when they talk about that.
Yeah.
Where we have to find the deer. We have to find the dick. We have to find and that sounds like 3 people that don't know each other.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I used to have to do bits when I was in Kansas City, and I think they had kind of gone with that format, and it was just stuff I would never say or ever do.
Did they make you kind of carved out your role? They said you're going to be the deer.
And that's the worst thing you can do, is be inauthentic on the radio.
Yes. And so the guy that I was hosting with, he did this bit. It was Mr. Do, Mr. Don't.
Ugh.
And I had to read these lines, and Mr. Do was the good guy, Mr. Don't was the bad boy, and that was the punchline, was what Mr. Don't did. But
Mr. Don't do the bit.
I was the one living the life that I was living like a pirate. I was just crazy and everything.
Yeah.
And he was married and kind of button up and didn't do anything. But of course, he wanted to be the edgy guy with the punchline.
Get the funny line.
And so it's like, hey, I'm Kevin, I'm dick. Mr. Do. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I had to read that shit, and it just was terrible.
It's so against what you were.
And
he's getting all the funny lines. What a dick.
It was just awful. I freaking hated the bit. I hated having to do that show.
Well, we know who the dick was on that show.
Oh, it was just god awful. Yeah, that's the guy that would show up right at 6 a.m., maybe nothing else, and he did no work on the show. He did nothing. He would leave. In fact, sometimes he would leave about 30 minutes early because he wanted to go drinking. And so I would have to finish up the show sometimes by myself. And so what he would do, the only bit he wrote was Mr. Do, Mr. Don't. That's the only thing he did. Which I'm like, if you don't want to do any prep, you don't have to. I'm like, including Mr. Do, Mr. Don't.
That's his Piano Man. That's his big hit.
It was. And so he would come in and he would say the name of the radio station, and then he would point at me. And then I would have to have the whole segment planned out, and then I would take it. And then finally one day I went to the program director I was good friends with. I'm like, you know what, dude, I can say the name of the fucking radio station. Like, what am I doing? I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And he was like, no, don't go.
That's probably a big reason why you have prep anxiety, because you saw how much prep he did not do. You're like, holy shit, I can never be like this.
I don't know. And I never, it wasn't ever my goal to set out to be a morning host. I always thought I'd be the producer. But yeah, it kind of put me in that situation where I was inadvertently the host and had to do it.
Isn't he the same guy that did the Groundhog's Day bit?
Yes.
Listen to this
It was
shit.
Unbelievable, yeah. On Groundhog's Day, he came in at 6:10 and started recording it, and then at 7 a.m. he's like, you know what, just take that whole hour and play it over again, and we'll see if anybody notices since it's Groundhog's Day. And he fucking left at 7 a.m. I couldn't believe it.
What?
I mean, it's terrible and it's lazy, but in a way, it's kind of funny.
It's like the ultimate lazy guy's genius.
I went into the program director afterwards. I'm like, going, you know what this motherfucker did today? And he's like, he did what? And I'm like,
low-key genius.
It's lazy genius, because it is kind of funny.
Yes. So I just kept replaying the same bit. And people are like, you guys did that already. And I'm like,
so he left for you to get all the complaint calls.
I'm getting all the calls, and and some people, and by the 9 o'clock hour, people are like, it's kind of fucking stupid. And I'm like, oh, it's.
I think it's genius.
I'm like, it was Mr. Don't.
That's fucking rough.
It's Mr. Don't's idea.
That is rough.
Yeah.
He's a lazy genius.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough to swallow.
It was rough. Yeah, that's what drove me out of Kansas City. Was I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
I'm glad he fucked it up, because we got you.
Well, he didn't realize by him being all lazy, you were kind of perfecting your skills as a host.
It was, honestly, you look at things like that in life, and it was a blessing that I had that kind of pressure that every day I had to put it together.
It was your spirit guides putting you in that that position.
Yeah, I did. I had to do that for almost a year, and I was like, all right, you know what? I can do this.
Someone tells me he's not in radio anymore.
He's not. No, he didn't last that much
He
longer.
didn't make the cut.
No, he kind of got phased out pretty quick.
I know people that are amazing in radio that are getting phased out. If he made the cut, I'd be pissed.
Right. No, he did not make the cut. He was out about 2 or 3 years later.
Good.
Yeah, that was it. And he kept having to drop back markets. Last time I saw, I think he was like in market 600, something like that.
Ooh.
So it was a pretty good tumble.
The
from
number
Kansas
goes that
City.
high?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah. I mean, you get to some markets, and it's pretty small.
Is that basically you are talking to a couple blocks? A small town,
yeah,
maybe?
you might be in a town of like 6,000, 7,000, something like that.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even, you're a radio vet and you didn't even know that.
I didn't know it went to that high of a number. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it does theoretically, but yeah, I don't think anybody wants to talk about after 100.
We don't talk about the triple digit numbers.
Yeah.
No. If it was triple digits, I wouldn't even consider it.
Well, I remember we were at one of the radio boot camps, and these two hot girls come up to me. Hey, so what market? Oh, never mind. He's from West Palm, and they just fucking took off. It's like, damn.
That's funny.
They're wanting to party, and they saw that I was from West
Yeah.
Palm. Like, fuck you.
That was the thing at radio conventions.
Go get a better number, dickhead.
Yeah, it's
It
like,
was.
screw this industry. What?
When I first got in, you would look and you could just see some of these girls. They were just chasing after the big market shows,
Yeah.
trying to get that job.
Isn't that funny, though?
It is funny. It still happens.
Yeah. Not as much as the good old 90s over Virginia.
Not as much as the good old 90s. Those were the heyday of morning show boot camp conferences.
Oh, yeah.
Man, they were fun.
Okay, Astra has a deep question here. She said, I am from a different religion, so I want to know, since you are the most religious member on the show, Kev, okay, who believes in God and goes to church. My question is, do you believe we as humans were born with a pre-designed plan from the higher power? I always wondered why some people don't get lucky or find themselves in a hard position in life, although they believe in a higher power so much. They go to church and they seem to do the right thing all their life. Oh, I think anybody can jump into this question. What do you think? They do talk about, living out your destiny and your purpose, and that is, one thing that you often hear in religious circles. Do you have a preordained destiny or purpose?
To me, I feel like everyone makes their own mark. That's how I really feel. But is it possible it could be a little bit of both, or a lot of one thing and a little bit of maybe there is something in your soul that you're designed to do, but you also make your own mark. You're not. There's no one that has Kevin Ralston's full story planned out.
Yeah.
Because you make your own story.
Yeah, I believe that we've all got free will and you make the choices. Now, I think that you have potential, and I think that's what comes out, and you could live out your potential, but you could also, through free will, make bad decisions. You ever see that? The person can't get out of their own way. They're just always making bad decisions with who they hang out with, what they choose to do, and they just kind of screw their own life up.
Yeah.
That's free will. God, I believe, knew that you were going to do that, but you still had the opportunity to live out this potential with the skills and things that God gave you.
Yeah, I think you make your own mark, but that's my own personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that you're, in a sense, locked in, and no matter what you do, this is what's going to happen.
And I believe in God. I just don't believe in the sense that it's just some person up there with a book and a beard and all that. But I mean, I obviously, you look at nature and you look at everything, and I feel like there's something driving this.
Yeah.
Again, my own personal opinion.
Yeah, I do too.
But I think religion's harder for me to get because there's so much fighting. Everyone thinks they're right. So I like to go down more of the things I can feel or kind of experience, like nature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of them hippie fucks.
There's a lot of things I think if you open your eyes and your senses, you can feel there's just something out there that's pretty amazing and pretty powerful, and it's hard to explain, and I don't know if we even could.
I don't know if we ever will. It's a weird ride that we're on, and all I ask is when I'm in the urn or in the tree or whatever, I just want a few answers. Just give me a couple answers.
That'd be nice, yeah.
If I just died and don't get no answers, like what the fuck? What this shit was this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and going to church and being religious or whatever it is you do, it doesn't make life easy. There's still a lot of really good people that are going through a lot of really tough stuff. I think it makes it maybe easier for you to cope with the bad things that happen, but without a doubt, bad things can happen. Now, I think there are a lot of people that try to live a moral life according to their religion, because if you make good decisions, your life typically does have less bumps in it. There are a lot of people that self-sabotage and they make decisions that kind of wreck their own life, that if you were following a better moral path, that you wouldn't have those problems. So it can be more difficult.
I love learning about religion. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun for me to learn about. I love that. I'm very curious of what people believe.
Yeah.
Because I personally feel like none of us have the answer.
No, I don't think
And you
anybody
have to
does.
rely on faith. And
Right.
it's always an intriguing question to see what people believe in.
There's always going to be kind of that divide. Now, there are a lot of people, they say they feel it and there are things that have happened and all that, and I'm on more of that side. Other people don't think there's anything at all. And hopefully one day we'll find out.
Would you say you're more religious or spiritual, Virginia, or neither?
Oh boy. I don't know. I'm struggling because I'm in church every Sunday now. Rocco is going through First Communion, and I'm there, and I'm there out of obligation because I was raised Catholic. I had a First Communion. I feel like I have to do the same for my son. I don't know what's making me do this, but I just feel like, so much of who you are is how you were raised. And I was raised Catholic, and so I'm doing the same thing to Rocco that I went through, but I don't know if I totally always believe. Even though I'm there, I'm trying to believe. I really am.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think you're normal to have those
that is
feelings.
I'm open to it, and I want to believe, but then I see some things, and I'm like, wait a minute, this feels like humans have their hand too much in this. And I don't know if this is God's word or some human came up with this.
It's a big struggle for me, too, because sometimes I do believe there's something after all this, because I feel like I've had experiences. And then there's times you wake up and you do question things, and you kind of waver on faith at times. I understand what you mean.
I believe in karma. I really believe in, spirit guides. I believe in the universe righting wrongs, even if it takes a long time. I believe that what you put out in the world as far as your energy is what you will get back. Even if you're going through a rough time, I always think the best thing you can do if you're stressed, if you're sad, if you're feeling like shit, go do something nice for somebody, change their day, and it will change your day.
Yeah.
That is a real powerful karmic thing that you can change momentum of the universe with.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an impromptu Godcast.
There you're right. Love it, baby.
Hallelujah.
I know, but wow, imagine I'm doing a Godcast with you guys. This is great.
It's an
I
edgy.
love it.
It's a Godcast, but it's edgy.
I think it's the way it should be.
I agree with you.
I think you should
man.
talk and be human because that's the way God made you.
And question everything.
I agree with that too.
I think there's a misconception. If you talk like a sailor, you can't believe in God or
Fuck that.
Fuck that. I completely disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's an old-timey
It is.
kind of a mentality.
It is. I think what it is, look, personally, you look at the grandeur and just how complex the cosmos, our life is, Earth is. I believe in God, and I believe your life is a quest seeking Him and trying to weed through all of the turds that religion has dropped in your path that are false and is not really the path to God. And so I think you've got to pursue that endeavor on your own.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean an obligation to go to church every Sunday or whatever, but I am on the path of trying to get closer to God and understand Him.
And everybody's perception of God is different. I mean, your perception of God might be different than Virginia. Everyone's got a different kind of view of what that means to them.
I try to feel it. Honestly, I'm more where I just try to get quiet and I try to just I look for God. I believe in the energies. Like, for instance, you were talking about doing something good, Virginia, and gratitude and things like that. There's an energy that comes with that, a positive energy.
And look, even if you're just doing it for selfish reasons, do it.
Yes.
Because you will get so much positive out of that moment. And then the side effect is you're helping somebody else go through something rough.
Yep. So that's my pursuit of it. And Julian said, yeah, it's called the Holy Spirit. Yeah, in religious terms, that's what they call it. But that's where I am. I try to feel God and try to have that essence.
I think that's how I try to do it too. I love that.
Yeah. Got an email here. I'll leave the name out because it says, I work at the big church that Kevin attends, and I absolutely love the ATS. It's my guilty pleasure. I'd be willing to guarantee I am the only employee at this church that listens to the ATS.
You never know, Cupcake.
I love it.
It makes me laugh until I cry, but I might be listening to it too much. The other day at work, one of my coworkers was complaining about a parent that was giving them a hard time, and my response was almost like, yeah, fuck that guy. But I caught myself just in time. That could have gone all kinds of bad for me.
You know what? I think sometimes God looks down too and says, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, there
Fuck
are.
that guy.
It's tough. Look, people at church, there are a lot of people that come in there with attitude, and you've got to just smile and take a ton of shit. I got a lot of preacher friends and people that work at that church, and I've known. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Look, I mean, we try to do the same, but there are times where I just go off on somebody.
Me too.
It's rude to us, and I'm like, I finally had enough. They can't do that there. Never. There's never a time where you can be like, you know what, fuck you.
There's got to be times where God looks down and goes, fuck that guy.
Yes, I believe that's why it's in us.
You know it happens.
Interrupted his Sunday. Oh, please let me throw the touchdown. Fuck that guy. Leave me alone. It's Sunday.
Right. That's bothered me enough, man. All right. Well, thank you for all those emails. Do appreciate it. Mail at kvjshow.com. Y'all have a fantastic weekend and a great Thanksgiving. I am hitting the road a little bit later on today, but I'll do a lot of social media stuff to let you know where the Ralston Caravan is.
No, this is Ralston Tour 2024, baby.
It is. And let me tell you, the family is all pumped, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'll definitely share and talk with you guys that way. See y'all soon. Goodbye.